Get after it, MP.
How you feeling, MP?
The National Basketball Association and the Portland Trailblazers are committed to a safe and enjoyable sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behavior such as fighting, throwing objects, using improper language or gestures, entering the court, or interrupting play. Spectators engaging in such behavior are subject to ejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations to these rules to the nearest usher, security.
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night. Well, it's still early in the season, Greg, but we're getting an idea about which direction teams are headed in.
So true, but so much can change between now and the end of the schedule. So the most important thing at this stage, building momentum heading towards midseason.
We've seen it already this season. MP has an elevated intent to win. Anytime he's matched up against one of the league's power teams. You know what? He loves these kind of challenges.
And I don't expect him to hold anything back tonight. With the success they've had in these tough games lately, he's going to go all out to keep building that momentum.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Smith and Şengün make up the 4 and the 5. Shepard out there with Thompson. And it's Eason in at the 3 spot. Trains it from beyond the arc. Greg, how about MP? Reaching 10,000 points at the youngest age ever.
Besting LeBron's old record. And MP is on a historic pace. I can't wait to see what that total ends up being. Extending out that range. Reed Shepard, this youngster can shoot.
And the basket by MP.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitor.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. And for the Western Conference, we have a chance now to recognize our Player of the Week, MP.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
Smith with a wide open look. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
You can't have a better start than that, connecting on 4 of your first 5 field goal attempts.
A 3 from MP. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep. Houston's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Tim, how do you look at Advia's game?
Well, I just think he's a guy as a small forward with great size and great versatility. He does a little bit of everything on the court to help you win.
For Houston, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. A three-pointer off the mark. And here we go. MP heading to the hoop.
Well, young players like MP know that if they run the floor, they will be rewarded.
Thompson passes to Shepard. Back to Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Latrey, and that's good. MP for 3. MP's got 16.
MP looking solid from there.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Pass to Eason. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Well, he has been pretty much unstoppable this quarter, and his team is thriving as a result.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Shepard, the pass to Thompson. Eason gets a wide open look. Kept alive by Houston. No one near Shepard as he lets it go. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
The shooting ability is incredible. Shepard's got a shot from all over the floor.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Rockets #1.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Now, here's MP. And he banks in the layup. MP's got 21.
Well, unless the defense adjusts, I don't see any change here. He has flat out taken over this game with his scoring.
Mitchell is double. Back to Smith.
Yes. Did you take them? No, never. No. Not even a single one. Not even a single one. Why? When you're doing your job, you are offered breaks. Yes. When you're doing your job, you are offered breaks. Yes. Did you take them? No, never.
I would encourage our viewers to fight these artists.
One last question, but then I want to talk about football for a little bit, for like 5-10 minutes. Then we can do the meme review because
वो एक काम करेंगे ना, अभी चले जाएगा एक घंटे में, उसके बाद बात करेंगे हम लोग. No, but one last question.
are you sticking around for meme review?
I'm seeking for meme
अच्छा,
review.
ठीक है.
Starlink approval. Hold पे कर दिया. Very good. I don't want foreign shit in this country, boss. After that stunt they pulled off, see, normally I would have supported Starlink if Elon was politically neutral.
Yeah.
After the stunt they pulled off in Brazil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you do not get to come into India. Ever. Ever. Aircraft, Air India aircraft, sure, put it. Otherwise, no, I'm sorry. Because understand, Elon might change tomorrow. And that is not something you want. Remember, in those Rohingyas who were coming in, they were all carrying Starlinks. A lot of the Manipur rebels were using Starlink. Remember,
Right.
based on coverage over Burma or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but you don't get to come into this country based on coverage of Bangladesh.
ये रुका कैसे फिर? Initially, तो this was going to happen. Then how did it get paused all of a sudden?
It was Elon Musk doing the shit he did in Brazil against that judge.
Oh.
Let me be clear, it is a just cause. That judge is a complete goddamn crook. But I draw crook भी होगा ना इंडिया में, वो मेरा crook है. It doesn't give the right for a foreigner to start interfering in Indian politics.
Right.
जब इंडिया में कुछ होगा, we will rise up if we rise up, or we may not. But that is our choice to make. We don't export our political decision making abroad.
Right.
We don't export our political outrage, our domestic political outrage abroad, and we certainly don't give those tools to foreigners to come in. So no, fuck you. And the biggest worry for me with America is, look, America treats, if you block their social media company, they say that's a free trade violation. Yeah. They just blocked AI to the world. Anthropic का क्या fable and mythos.
Do you remember what Nandan Nilekani was saying? I think was it Nandan Nilekani?
Yeah, I think वो थोड़ा technical बात है. Technically, I don't think that was entirely fair. That is unfair on Nandan Nilekani. Yeah, I also agree with that. I think that is a bit unfair. Huh? He was talking about भाई तेरी if you read between the lines, what he was saying, औकात नहीं कुछ बनाने की. अब सोच इसको best type का इस्तेमाल कैसे किया जाए. Exactly. I think which is basically a thing of ठीक है. तेरा औकात नहीं है Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office बनाने की. तेरी औकात नहीं है ये क्या ये Oracle whatever बनाने की. तेरी औकात नहीं है Apple बनाने की. तो तू कम से कम बैठ के 10-15 साल में उसका CEO बनने की कोशिश कर. Okay, learn how to use it. That was. It's not the big, gotcha kind of moment. Next question. No, question नहीं अभी. एक और मैं बात ऐड करूँगा. I think I did not understand the level of interest growing in terms of research is there in Bengaluru. But this time, मैं तो अपने book के हिसाब से गया था, but I ended up meeting people and I was pleasantly surprised. Bangalore is special in this side of the tech world, and I think 10 साल के अंदर we will see a lot of good stuff coming out of there. But चलो अभी meme चालू कर देते हैं. There are questions out here which are important, which I have to take. Mech start questions में Mech ने पूछा, aim your thoughts on FCAS. Why is GOS sabotaging our own fighter jet program? We're not. FCAS is the 6th generation. Our own fighter jet program is the 5th generation, and we've given it to a private company. HAL has been barred. So they've actually done a very good thing. देर से आए, but कम से कम दुरुस्त आए. There are skills you need to develop. There are manufacturing processes we need to develop. And I think the private sector will do a much better job of it. They will stick to timelines and things like that. Right. So I don't think they're sabotaging it at all. Next question, Parth Deshpande. AIM, how can any country decide to give high civilian award? Like, what is the process? Some people claim Modi buying them. Boss, how can Modi buy a foreign award? Foreign awards have very strict criteria and things, and when it's given to a foreign head of state, it is given sometimes purely, by the way, it's in the clauses out there. It is entirely at the personal will of the monarch or president or whatever sometimes. Right. Just to prove relations, they will give it to you. Okay? So that is very natural. What is Jaideep Shah, what is your thoughts on the new Mahishasurian party called NCPI, and how is it affecting your goddess and TMC? Very good question. The National Citizens Party of India, I think it is driving the highly revered Sakshat Kali Ma incarnation on earth, Mahua Maitra mad, but many people believe that she's mad already, so that won't make a difference. Who else? Find different routes, not so easy, Green Monkey, not so easy, because understand you can't bypass the states. If you look at the oil producing, can I again put up a map? Let me show you the oil producing region. Easy, Green Monkey, not so Find different routes. Not so easy, Green Monkey. Not so easy because understand you can't bypass the states of. If you look at the oil producing, can I again put up a map? Let me show you the oil producing regions out here. This is an important one. It's good you asked this question, huh? ये बहुत important question है. Let me show you this. ठीक है? Now oil and gas production share. Screen Google Maps. Okay. Now see the oil. It's very curious because it's all here oil and gas within, not outside. Surprisingly, it's all within here, southern Iran. And here's the funny thing: Iran's greatest oil and gas reserves are in Khuzestan province, which is the Sunni majority province. And very surprisingly, if you zoom in here, Saudi Arabia, most of Saudi Arabia's oil is here, which is their Shia majority province. So understand the dichotomy here. Most of Iran's oil is in Shia majority. Most of Saudi Arabia's oil is in, most of Iran's oil and gas is in Sunni majority. Most of Saudi Arabia's is in Shia majority. Kuwait, of course, is a Sunni state. The entire thing is an oil well, essentially. And the most of Iraq's oil is in two areas. Oil and gas is in two areas. It is here in southern Iraq, which is Shia, and it is in northern Iraq, which is Kurdistan. Okay. Other than that, most of the oil here for Bahrain and Qatar, the gas is out here. Emirati oil, gas, everything is out here. Big oil fields. I think that there's one in the center here, which is the biggest of the lot of the gas field, which is shared half and half between Iran and Qatar. So there is some oil out here, yes, and that Oman does, but that is, compared to the amount of oil that you're looking at here. So agar idhar se oil evacuate karna, you have only two options. One is to go through here. The second is to build a pipeline from here to Saudi Arabia. The problem then is, see, maritime trade is extraterritoriality. Okay, it is international waters that it transits through. Here, you're literally giving Saudi Arabia chokehold over Iraqi oil, Kuwaiti oil, Bahraini oil, Qatari oil, UAE oil, Omani oil. They will never accept that. Especially when you saw the relations between Qatar and Saudi Arabia deteriorate once upon a time, and UAE and Saudi Arabia deteriorate now. And Iraq has bad relations with Saudi Arabia because Iraq is a Shia country. They will not transit it through that now. Third, even if they transit it through Saudi Arabia, the problem is, see, it is a static thing. Static mein kya hota hai na? It's literally like a line saying, "Aa bail mujhe maar." So when Iran wants, they just have to do up one pipeline and that's it. Entire thing neutralized. You're creating, if the Straits of Hormuz is a 50-kilometer choke point, then a pipeline, even 10 pipelines, is a 10-meter choke point. So it doesn't solve your problem at all. Okay? So this is the whole issue out here, and I hope this was easy to understand. I hope it was easy.
किसी ने तेरे से failed इंसान से career advice मांगी है?
I do not give career advice ever. I've been legally told not to give career advice. Okay, so sorry. I will never.
मैं तुम्हें career advice देता हूँ. देखो, अपना एक हाथ लो और ऐसे जोर से घुटने पे मारो. ऐसे जोर से अपनी घुटने पे मारो, दर्द होएगा तुमको.
बेचारा क्या सोच के आया?
Hilarious statement. I've been legally told not to give.
What is the significance of political? ये आदमी बोल रहा है ऐसा चूतिया देश में ambassador बन के कौन जाएगा?
Very good decisions. I think this government is quite smart. Pankaj sir going there. I mean, non-Bengali went there, I think, in a very long time. Vikram Doraiswamy going there, excellent. Both Pankaj and Vikram were outstanding ambassadors out there. And then, of course, there is now Dinesh Trivedi, who, he's a Kolkata based. He was a TMC MP once upon a time. He speaks fluent Bengali. But he doesn't get carried away. I think a lot of the Brahmin Bengali bureaucrats who go there, they're treated like the son of the house out there, and they get carried away. Not all, but some. There's this lovely story about how, okay, I'm not going to tell you on TV, about how Pinak Ranjan Chakravarti, Pinak Da, he was the one who got Mamata Banerjee to agree to the transit agreement and water sharing for transit.
दोनों block हो गए.
दोनों block हो गया मतलब? कौन block हो गया?
But unfortunately, for all the great things he did for India, he also inflicted, it was because of him that Mamata Banerjee's paintings became very famous. I keep taunting him about it all the time. Every time I'm on the phone with him, I'm like, see, we had to watch Mamata Banerjee's paintings because of you. But some time off record, if you ever ask me, I'll tell you about it, not on this thing. And I'm like, North-South Indian route, I don't know what this is about. Has he said something just now?
I think it was a statement from him where he was saying that, some North Indian guy has assaulted some Tamil woman and North Indian people come here for work and they need to be vetted properly or something like that. I read like parts of the statement.
Okay, and any other questions out here?
नहीं, तू जा अभी हम लोग अभी कुछ नहीं करेंगे.
I need career advice which I don't give. Nirupama Roy. Nirupama Roy? I don't think that's Nirupama Roy. That's Nirupama Menon. Nirupama Menon, bro. Yeah, the former foreign secretary. And is it Nirupama Roy? Is there some other Nirupama Roy? I don't know. What do you think about cricket playing countries, political appointment, blah, wo starting wali video misrepresenting hai. BJP heading for 2/3 majority. Boss, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised in another 1 year if they actually manage to get that 2/3 majority. They're already at, they're like at 330, 340 right now. They've reached the same pre-election numbers of total NDA, this thing. Okay? Yeah. So congratulations to them. Thoughts on single crystal blade developed by DRDO? An engine is more than a crystal blade, bro. It's kind of voodoo. It's compression, decompression of the gas, and how the flamed up gas is compressed and things like that. अलग बात है, छोड़ो अभी के लिए.
Okay, अभी काम कर. तू चले जा अभी.
मेरे को जाना नहीं है, मेरे को मीम देखना है.
अच्छा,
just be warned, ये World Cup है तो कुछ World Cup related memes
we will do World Cup.
इसके ऊपर से निकल जाएंगे.
So let's do all the non-sports memes now. Then I will go away and then you do all your sports shit.
Non-support तो एक ही दो meme होंगे. I think पहले
भाई एक दो दिन में आके हंसूंगा. उसके बाद
तो meme करते चलो. Meme करते then we'll tackle some football stuff. And especially the football versus cricket debates I want to talk about specifically.
Wait, what the fuck? ये क्या ये YouTuber क्या मतलब चीजें? क्या आपको YouTuber क्यों बनाया है?
क्या ये? I don't even know what you're talking about.
इंडिया में सबसे बदतर कोठे कहां पर सबसे बदतर?
इंडिया में तो मुझे नहीं लगता बेहतर कोठे हैं.
और वो तो
ये क्या था?
भैया हम लोग
कोटे
सब
मेरी
बात करते रहते हैं YouTube पे और ये होता है असली ये होता है असली इंटेलेक्चुअल डिस्कशन। बेहतरीन कोटे कहां पर है बात में?
Oh fuck, this is so good and racist.
सैल्यूट यार, क्या बात है यार।
This is so racist.
बढ़िया कोटे किधर है?
Chinese caste sheep, pale skinned, the high caste, Japanese bureaucrats, gong, Bihari farmers caste, gong, बढ़िया था artisans caste.
ये तो कुछ अपने को शेयर करना पड़ेगा यार ट्विटर पे।
तो मैं क्या
Japanese bureaucrat is my favorite. She Nong Gong Shang. Lower outcast.
कितने हरामी लोग हैं?
It's very good. Oh, very good, very good.
I think this wins the award.
I think it wins the award also. I agree. अरे ये तो हमारे बीजेपी वाले भाई हैं। कहाँ प्रोटेस्ट में निकले हुए हैं?
ये क्या हो रहा है? यार ये क्या हो रहा है?
Is it possible to die from second hand embarrassment? कुछ जरा वापस जाना। Did you guys notice something? Just play that clip again. Did you guys notice something? Just notice पीछे लोगों को देखना, ठीक है? Just notice the people in the back. Notice the guy on the very right. He's so embarrassed by it. He doesn't even look up once while the guy is
Play
dancing.
it again. Play it again.
Doesn't even look up once. Just watch. He doesn't look up the entire time. He's like, bro, I can't
I tell you what the issue with this is. This fellow's a low-life grifter, script writer for Dhruv Rathi. जिसके गोटों को Ori of all people ने इसके गोटे को बताया. Now I'm convinced that Ori is more of a top than a bottom. Those of you who are aware of homosexual terms will know what that means. In fact, Ori has come off as a total butch dom top. Now, this is a serious issue. The students have a very just and righteous anger against the government for doing what the government has done.
Right.
To make a joke of it like this, shame on him.
Right.
Shame on him. Because now nobody is going to take this seriously. Not that they will take it, they try to hijack it. He's never stuck on point. Every time they can, he talks about Hindu Muslim, which has nothing to do with this. He himself is diluting the message. What they've done is they're basically what Sayoni Ghosh represented in a cartoon, these guys have done to the students.
Yeah.
They've used them like used condoms and then they're going to throw them away.
Yeah.
Congratulations. If this is what, and can I say I'm very proud of our students that they haven't fallen for this shit and they haven't given them kal Abhijit Tipke ko thappad laga.
Right.
Uske pehle he got driven away in Lucknow and they're not been getting the numbers. So I'm actually very proud of our Gen Z.
Yeah.
I think it's Gen Alpha now that's writing the exam. So Gen Alpha actually gives me hope that Gen Z fell for the scamster that was Arvind Kejriwal. Gen Alpha has not fallen for the shitheads. And can I just say this? I figured out that one of these so-called people out here in this party may not even be an Indian citizen at all.
Oh.
We have confirmed Nepali father abandoned within about 2 years of birth. We suspect a Nepali mother. We're trying to get the documents. Let's see.
Right.
It's a very interesting life story which has lots of very curious lacunas which don't add up or make sense. So yeah, next.
So this is from the trailer for that movie Alpha. And the premise of the movie is, for people that don't know what this comment is, the premise of the movie is that Alia Bhatt is supposed to be a super secret elite spy. And then Bobby Deol puts a huge tattoo on her arm so she can be identified as a super secret elite spy.
Invisible ink में haters.
Yeah, YRF spy universe का standard. इतना बड़ा tattoo लगा दूंगा so everybody can identify that you are a extra elite spy.
तुम लोग सब बोल रहा हूँ सीक्रेट इंक में
4D chess चल रहा है यहाँ पे. This is 4D chess.
you guys are just haters.
We are just haters, yeah. Oh, I hear the football memes.
No, फुटबॉल का मैं बाद में देखता हूँ. मैं और कोई है पहले वो देख रहा हूँ.
नहीं और कोई नहीं. I think the rest are all football memes. I think. I think the rest are all football memes.
Okay, एक मिनट चेक कर लूँ. ठीक है अभिजीत तू जा सकते हैं. तू चले जा.
चलो तू निकाल. अभी we will talk football a little bit.
हाँ तू निकल जा.
इसने क्या गिराया बे?
अबे
ओके टाटा बाय.
अरे अगले हफ्ते सिलेंडर को लेके आना.
अरे सिलेंडर हैज गॉन बैक. अच्छा सिलेंडर का सुनो क्या हुआ.
अरे क्या हो गया?
अभी सिलेंडर का ब्रदर है इधर पुष्पिंदर.
अच्छा
ओ पुष्पिंदर आ गया.
सिलेंडर का ब्रदर पुष्पिंदर.
ए पुष्पिंदर. पुष्पिंदर.
ब्रदर पुष्पिंदर. Rhyming name.
अब you know what Silinder has done?
हाँ.
He decided he's going to take his wife's gold on the train,
अच्छा.
which he wants to keep for safekeeping. बताओ तुम्हारे भाई ने क्या किया? ये है पुष्पिंदर, ये सिलेंडर का भाई है पुष्पिंदर.
राम राम पुष्पिंदर.
राम राम बोल रहे हैं.
राम राम क्या हुआ?
और इसका हाँ क्या बा? तो इसके भाई ने देखो क्या किया. जो इसके बीबी ने इसको सैमसंग टैबलेट गिफ्ट किया था वो ले गया अपने साथ ट्रेन बस में. हाँ और गोल्ड चेन ये सब ले गया. पता नहीं who he was showing off to on the train.
हे भगवान.
तो James उसको कुछ फुका के बेहोश करवा के सोना चोरी कर लिया, टैबलेट चोरी कर लिया, फोन चोरी कर लिया.
शाबाश.
बात कर रहे हो?
I suspect though he went off to sleep and किसी ने चोरी कर लिया ये सब.
हाँ.
So he's sitting there now they live in Rat in Madhya Pradesh.
हाँ, हाँ.
उत्तर प्रदेश में. अच्छा उत्तर प्रदेश. मध्य प्रदेश बॉर्डर के पास है ना. हमीरपुर जिला.
कहाँ बुंदेलखंड है?
खनपो के पास. हमीरपुर जिला Rat. If anybody can help them with the police and things like that, they're filing a police complaint and stuff. I don't know what's going to come of it. But anyway, if you can help, please reach out and help. Thank you very much. Public service.
क्या यार सिलेंडर? क्या कर रहे हो? ध्यान रखना चाहिए.
चल अभी तू चले जा.
Okay, tata bye.
चलो टाटा बाय बाय.
अभी मुझे मीम देखने हैं. ओके
तो दिस इज इसका कैप्शन भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा.
हाँ. Infantino adds break mid game.
अरे ये साला हाइड्रेशन ब्रेक इज द वर्स्ट फकिंग थिंग. और उसमें ऐड भी
could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu.
ये हाइड्रेशन ब्रेक ये आईपीएल का टाइम जैसा लगा.
आइडिया यार. इट्स सच अ टेरिबल आइडिया. एक तो हाइड्रेशन ब्रेक करेंगे ऊपर से उसमें ऐड भी चलाएंगे. ये भैंचो 10 मिनट के ऐड भी चलाते हैं उसमें. एंड देन दे हैव टू दे एक्चुअली स्टॉप द प्ले सो द एड्स कैन फिनिश एंड देन दे रिज्यूम द प्ले. इट्स फकिंग
Breaking news. Ferran Torres fueled by anger over the draw has shot several national team teammates. No injuries.
No injuries.
Australia in the second half.
كيد استرد المظالم حتى الأراضي نسام رسول أهل العزائم فالقول قول الصوارم كيد استرد المظالم حتى الأراضي نسام رسول أهل العزائم فالقول الصوارم كيد استرد
Rarely
المظالم
seen
حتى
performances,
الأراضي
haram ball performances as good as Australia's. Maybe Cape Verde against Spain was also a perfect haram ball example. So two wonderful haram ball performances in the World Cup already, Australia and Cape Verde.
This one says my football knowledge. Yeah, this could be me.
जैसे ये वही बाला बाला अभी मैंने मारा ना लक्ष्मी अमल या इधर ना बिका अर्जेंटीना मेसी
इसका बराबर.
நாட்டுக்கு பெரிய பால் பாலா சூப்பர் अर्जेंटीना मेसी இது मेसी தான் இது வந்து கிளப்னு தெரியல எனக்கு நான்
देख वो
Lakshmi Ammal is my favorite one. Lakshmi,
नहीं, उसने करेक्ट वाला देखा वो क्लब के उसकी मेसी की जर्सी है. मैं समझ गया वो क्या बोल रही थी.
Lakshmi Ammal is the best one.
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा बोला उन्होंने. बिफोर वी स्टार्ट डिस्कसिंग फुटबॉल कमीनो
अरे हाँ.
मेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन करो अभी का अभी मेरे बुक लॉन्च को. ऑनेस्टली अभी लास्ट के थोड़े से ही स्लॉट्स बाकी हैं, हम लोग को शायद बंद करना पड़ेगा. तो इसके लिए अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ जाके रजिस्टर कर लो फिर मुझे मत बोलना. और ये कहाँ गया. हाँ रजिस्ट्रेशन लिंक शाम डिस्क्रिप्शन में रजिस्ट्रेशन लिंक डाल देना.
मैं डाल देता हूँ. नहीं इसमें WhatsApp पे भेज दो, मैं उधर से डाल दूँ.
तो बोलो डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाल दे. जून 28 3 बजे लाइट रिफ्रेशमेंट्स विल बी प्रोवाइडेड ओनली टू दोस पीपल हु बाय माय बुक. ओनली टू दोस पीपल हु बाय माय बुक. तो बुक नहीं लेगा ना तो देख तुम ऐसा देखोगे मेरी बुक लॉन्च पे एक आदमी के पास समोसा और मेरी बुक है और एक आदमी के पास कुछ नहीं हो
कुछ भी नहीं है.
बैठा हुआ है.
Ruthless है बिल्कुल.
देखो तुम उधर आके अगर मेरी बुक की हार्ड कॉपी लोगे तो साथ में एक समोसा
साथ
मिलेगा.
में समोसा फ्री. सही बात.
Yes, हाँ, समोसा मिलेगा मगर जो मेरी बुक लेगा उसको समोसा
उसको
मिलेगा.
मिलेगा बस,
दोस्त
हाँ.
आएगा और मेरी बुक नहीं लेगा उसको मैं समोसा नहीं दूंगा, उसको मैं ऐसे लाने दे दूंगा. अच्छा अभी आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट दिस थिंग दैट वी हैड स्टार्टेड. बहुत सारे सुपर चैट्स एक्चुअली फुटबॉल के वो लेना शुरू करो.
वो भी लेना शुरू करते हैं. बट आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट दैट स्पेसिफिकली जो आपने हमें इनिशियली जो वीडियो शेयर की थी.
हाँ.
पीपल वर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट इज बिकॉज़ ऑफ क्रिकेट कि इंडियन फुटबॉल सक्सीड नहीं कर रहा एंड बीसीसीआई नीड्स टू इन्वेस्ट इन इंडियन फुटबॉल फॉर इंडियन फुटबॉल टू सक्सीड. दैट इज अ कंप्लीटली
उसके लिए भी बीसीसीआई करेगा.
completely hair-brained nonsense idea. आप मेरे को ये समझाओ. The people that are saying कि cricket needs to die for football to succeed. That's what they're basically saying. कि cricket को आपको मारना पड़ेगा तभी football succeed करेगा. आप मेरे को बताओ. न्यूजीलैंड में rugby is the biggest sport by far.
Yeah.
New Zealand still managed to qualify for the
चाइना
FIFA.
खेलता है क्या फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप?
China नहीं खेलता, but let's talk about China.
1/3 of humanity वो फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप में क्वालीफाई होती.
But still, New Zealand was able to qualify for the World Cup without killing rugby. Australia was able to qualify for the World Cup without killing rugby, without killing Australian rules football, without killing cricket. They're still able to qualify for the World Cup. England is able to be an elite team in football, be a very good team in cricket, be a very good team in rugby, be a very good country for track and field events. How are they able to do it? Why does football and cricket have to be part of a zero-sum game? India is a big enough country with a big enough population that it can be excellent in multiple sports. They can be good at hockey, they can be good at cricket, they can be good at football, they can be good at wrestling, they can be good at boxing.
Rational explanations of this, Sham. Either that person is a click-whore who is saying things because you cannot have a football discussion without whining about cricket,
Right.
or that person is a low IQ person, or a third option is a low IQ click-whore.
Right.
I honestly don't believe there is any other solution to that. I'll give you a great analogy of this. You know how low IQ content creation exists. So if you follow Pakistani YouTube, which is the most entertaining thing ever on planet Earth, cricket YouTube. मैं रोज रात को सोने के पहले 5 मिनट उनको लोग भजन सुनते हैं, मैं पाकिस्तानियों को सुनता हूँ. तो है ना मजे की बात है ना, अगर पाकिस्तानी पुराने प्लेयर्स को लेंगे जो बाबर आजम ये सब तो बोलते रहेंगे एना नो ही पिक कर दे रहते हैं दूसरे नु ले लो ऐसे सब रोते हैं. ठीक है.
Right.
फिर अभी उन्होंने एशिया कप की ये अपना जो एशियन गेम्स की टीम अनाउंस की उसमें कोई भी सीनियर नहीं है. उन्होंने सब यंग डाल दिया. सीनियर्स नु नहीं लेता. सेम इंसान बोल रहा है.
Right.
So it is just compulsive opposition. वो
Yeah.
जिसको बोलते हैं ना compulsive contrarianism या जो आपको बोलना है. Social media है ना, unfortunately जो incentivization हो गई है social media की, सिर्फ shock and awe में reduce हो चुका है. मैं तेरे को बोल रहा हूँ, Elon Musk ने उसको और बढ़ा दिया.
Yeah.
मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ उसके पहले नहीं था, मगर Elon Musk
It's
के
a
बाद और
complete
भी
application of social media, thanks to Elon Musk.
complete बर्बादी हो गई है सोशल मीडिया की. और अभी कंपटीशन में YouTube को भी वो करना पड़ रहा है और बाकियों को भी वो करना पड़ रहा है. इतने वियर्ड ये क्या टेक है यार कि क्रिकेट नहीं खेल रही, क्रिकेट की वजह से फुटबॉल दबा है. क्रिकेट की वजह से कितनी चीजें सुधर रही है इंडिया में आज की डेट में. क्रिकेट की
Hey,
वजह
yaar, 30, 40 years ago, could you have imagined that cricket can actually be a job? 30 साल पहले.
से
Cricket
not
can
only
be a
job for
full-time
Indians,
job.
for foreigners getting jobs in India.
Yeah. अरे यार, अब अगर आप 2 महीने भी IPL खेल लो ना, that's it, that's your career. करोड़ों कमा के मौज करो 2 महीने में.
यार मतलब
2
क्या
months to
पागल
play the IPL and you're set for life.
You know, मैं बोला ना, these people sound like those art movie fans. हमारी मूवी का है, तुमको नहीं आता, तुम्हारा टेस्ट खराब है. अबे बहुत ठीक है, मेरे को नहीं देखनी है, मेरे को एंटरटेनमेंट देखना है.
And secondly, there's another one here that China didn't qualify either. They have 11 million academies, maybe it's a civilizational thing. आप देखो यार, आज ना कल China आ जाएगा, ठीक है? You look at the Olympics and you see how well China does in the Olympics. Track and field ले लो, साला swimming ले लो, running ले लो, weightlifting ले लो, boxing ले लो, wrestling ले लो, judo ले लो, सब में वो अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. So they are actually investing in sports यार. ऐसा नहीं है, China and India cannot be compared in terms of like sporting caliber at this time. आज नहीं कर रहे, कल परसों ये साले कर ही जाएंगे qualify. At least they're putting a lot of money into sport. They're really developing sports. And AIFF is a joke ना, तो yeah, rather than abusing BCCI, because BCCI for all जितना भी hate कर लो BCCI को, it is probably the best run sporting organization in India. जितना भी गाली दे लो BCCI को. AIFF की हालत देखो आप. AIFF की हालत इतनी खराब है कि you have the Indian Super League, which was considered to be कि भाई Indian Super League will come and save Indian football. 2014 में launch हुई थी. 2025 में जो Reliance के साथ इनकी partnership खत्म हुई है, they didn't even get for almost a year. They didn't even get a corporate sponsor to sponsor the fucking league. They had to cancel the league. Players didn't get paid for an entire year. ये तो हालत हो गई थी जो Indian Super League की, which was supposed to be the competitor to the IPL. ये हालत हो रखी है. AIFF for the last 35 years has been dominated by 2 political leaders. One is a Congress leader called something Das Munshi, and the other is Praful Patel. And Kushal, you want to know something very funny about Mr. Das Munshi? Das Munshi ji is a Congress leader who was the head of the All India Football Federation. Das Munshi ji suffered a stroke and went into a coma in 2008. Okay, and he passed away in that coma. He never came out of that coma. And he passed away in 2017. From 2008 to 2017, he was still technically the head of the AIFF. For almost 9 years, the AIFF was led by a person who was in a coma. For almost 9 years. ये हालत है भैया. ये हालत हो रखी है AIFF की. And the other thing is कि क्रिकेट कैसे डेवलप हुआ भारत में. क्रिकेट डेवलप हुआ भारत में because क्रिकेट के अंदर इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है, मनी का इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है. सीरियस मनी हैज बीन इन्वेस्टेड इन क्रिकेट इन ऑर्डर टू डेवलप क्रिकेट. फुटबॉल में क्या हो रहा है कि उल्टा हो रहा है. फुटबॉल में द गवर्नमेंट सेज कि if the national team doesn't perform well, we're going to cut funding. So basically since 2019, Indian football funding has been cut by almost like 85% because the national team is not performing well. And that is the most ass backwards way of developing a sport.
That is what Pakistan cricket board does.
Yeah, अगर आप अभी पैसा डालोगे तो 20-25 साल के बाद रिजल्ट मिलेगा सर जी. अभी कहां रिजल्ट मिलेगा?
AIFF is the PCB of India.
Exactly. Perfectly put. तो we are saying कि भाई टीम अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर रही है इसलिए हम इन्वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे. अरे यार, it should be the उल्टा कि यार अभी से इन्वेस्ट करना शुरू करेंगे तो मे बी 2050 के वर्ल्ड कप में हम लोग क्वालीफाई करेंगे. Start now and aim for the 2050 World Cup.
I've been trying to watch the football World Cup. I have 2-3 questions for you for my knowledge. कल मैंने न्यूजीलैंड और ईरान की गेम देखी और मैंने वो स्पेन और वो जो जिसने स्पेन को गोल नहीं करने दिया वो लड़ा टीम थी.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Now that game was way more fun to watch. That was 0-0 than this New Zealand game because
अरे यार क्या बात कर रहे हो. न्यूजीलैंड इरान was a great game. Great fun to watch.
I don't know. I just felt वो लोग एक दूसरे को इतना बीट क्यों कर पा रहे थे while the other teams were much more defensively sound. I don't know. To my naked eye, it seemed दोनों नल्ले लगे थे.
So the thing is कि the better teams tend to be more defensively sound and the teams that are not so good tend to have better matches because neither team is defensively very good.
That's exactly. They were playing poorly is what I thought. Was I misunderstanding it? Because I am not someone who has played football ever in his life. I was just watching it as someone who is watching a sport.
I don't think either team was necessarily, neither Iran nor New Zealand was necessarily playing poorly. It's just that they were not the most defensively sound teams. So there was a lot more attacking and attackers had a lot more opportunities compared to like if you play against like a Germany or a Portugal or something like that. Okay, New Zealand का defense और ईरान का defense उतना strong नहीं था इसलिए दोनों teams attack कर रही थी दबा के. So that's
what he said. I wonder if some of these rage baiters, अरे नहीं यार कोई पेड नहीं होते. Basically इंटरनेट की इकोनॉमी ऐसी हो गई है
यार. फुटबॉल के पास पैसा कहाँ है दूसरे को पैसा देंगे.
यार वही यार आप लोग यार please get real.
पैसा नहीं है यार. And listen, let's be very clear. I said that Das Munshi ji was a Congress leader. It's not just a Congress party problem. Kalyan Chaubey came in after who was appointed by BJP. Kalyan Chaubey came in like 2022 or something like that, and situation has not improved at all. In fact, Kalyan Chaubey के कुछ colleagues ने उनके ऊपर allegations लगाए हैं कि भाई यहाँ तो corruption हो रहा है. So it has not improved at all, unfortunately. So
मेरे हिसाब से इंडिया में फुटबॉल is not a mass sport whether people like it or not. At the level of cricket, cricket में जो average person में interest है ना इंडिया में, या फुटबॉल में तुम्हारा थोड़ा बहुत बंगाल में और थोड़ा बहुत नॉर्थ ईस्ट में नहीं है यार फुटबॉल में इंटरेस्ट इंडिया में यार नहीं होता है.
I don't agree with that at all because I just don't think
the numbers don't say it यार. The numbers don't say
today. मैं बताऊँ क्यों. You look at the 1950s and the 1960s, जहाँ पर India was actually a legitimate powerhouse. They won the Asian Cup twice. They were runners up in 2 Asian Cups. They finished 4th in the Olympics. They went to the semi-finals in the Olympics when the Olympics used to be the actual football World Cup. They went to the semi-finals in that Olympics. So they were really very very good in the 50s and 60s. Probably the best team in Asia at that time. And that time उस time following थी cricket football की. लोग पसंद करते थे, hockey को पसंद करते थे. It's just that
hockey में revival हुआ है शाम अभी.
hockey का revival थोड़ा हुआ भी है, correct, right? So it can be done. It can be done. Problem ये हो गई कि 1950 से लेकर 1986 तक All India Football Federation decided to boycott all World Cup qualifiers. हम ही नहीं participate करेंगे. हम participate नहीं करेंगे.
क्यों?
क्योंकि इनको 1950 में इनकी डिसएग्रीमेंट हो गई थी फीफा के साथ. तो they decided to boycott the 1950 World Cup despite qualifying for the 1950 World Cup. They qualified for it, but they didn't participate because they believe that the World Cup is not the big competition. The Olympics was a big competition. In fairness, they were right because at that time Olympics was much more prestigious than the World Cup because World Cup नया इजाद किया गया था. So it wasn't that prestigious maybe. But they basically boycotted football at a time when football was completely exploding in popularity all over Asia. उस समय पे उन्होंने बोला कि हम खेलेंगे नहीं. They boycott the Asian Cup qualifiers from 1970 to 1980. 10 साल तक के लिए इन्होंने participate ही नहीं किया. तो at a time when countries like Iran, Iraq, Japan, South Korea were developing their football academies, India ने participate करना छोड़ दिया. तो आपका fan base कैसे develop होगा अगर आप football नहीं खेलेंगे तो? The reason Indian cricket is so popular is because Indians can see कि भाई हमारे जो players हैं, they can go toe to toe with the best cricket players in the world and we can beat them. Like we are genuinely elite in cricket. उससे एक feeling भी आती है कि ठीक है यार, we can stand toe to toe with anybody in the world in terms of cricket. तो support करने में भी मजा आता है. हमारे पास वो कल्चर ही हमने वो कल्चर मार दिया बेसिकली फुटबॉल का एक तरीके से, बट इट कैन बी रिवाइव्ड बिकॉज़ आई थिंक इट्स जस्ट रियली फन टू सी योर ओन टीम, योर नेशनल टीम participate in the World Cup, which is legitimately the world's only global sport.
Yeah.
It's the world's only global sport. The closest that the world comes to world peace is जो एक महीना होता है World Cup. Everybody gets along with everybody and everybody watches the same thing. And to participate in that kind of a cultural event is will be just a wonderful thing for Indian football. That's all. मेरा उतना ही इसमें involvement है और या मेरी इतनी desire है. I don't like cricket doesn't mean that I want cricket to die. That's such a stupid thing to say. Why kill the golden goose यार? एक ही तो तुम्हारा sport है जो ढंग से चलता है. उसको भी मारी दो बहनचोद. फिर बचेगा क्या देश?